Hello and welcome to our webinar, Laugh Your Way to Mental Health. My name is Grant Holmes and I'm your host today. And I'd like to introduce you to Tanaz Bamboat, who will share her own lived experience with bipolar disorder. Tanaz Bamboat is a certified laughter yoga coach and a great ambassador trained in 2004 by the founders of Laughter Yoga International, Dr. Madan Kataria and his wife Madhuri Kataria. Tanaz is dynamic, inspirational, and a lot of fun to be around, and has given seminars at hospitals, senior communities, health clubs, banks, peace centers, schools, libraries, parks, and even more. She's been featured on WGN in Chicago, Channel 9, Lakeshore Public Television, the Post-Tribune Esperanza Magazine, Current Psychiatry Journal, 89.1 FM, and more and more. As a survivor of bipolar disorder, her mission is to help the sick and depressed bounce back, laughing so that they can get their life back and live a fulfilled, happy life, the life they deserve. Tanaz?
Thank you, Grant, for your support and the intro. A warm welcome to each and every one of you for supporting Mental Health Awareness Month 2022. A big thank you to my respected guests who willingly agreed to join me in my passion to help people with mental illness. Dr. Nasser, my own psychiatrist, who has been with me for the last 15 years. The other guest is another guest. I'm very honored to also have known him, and he also will be joining us. He is Swami Sharanand Naji from the Chinmaya Mission, Chicago Badri, and he will tell us about the spirituality side of laughter, because that is also needed when we are sick or depressed. Our third guest is Dr. Madan Kataria and his wife Madhuri. They are the founders of Laughter Yoga since 1995, and that's what has led me to learn to not only survive, but thrive and spread joy and peace to many individuals, organizations, and companies. Yes, so let's introduce Dr. Nasser, my own psychiatrist. He's a volunteer clinical professor of psychiatry in the Indiana University School of Medicine, South Bend, Indiana. He's the medical director of behavioral medicine, Beacon Health System, South Bend, Indiana. So thank you very much, Dr. Nasser, for being so sporting and helping me out and supporting me for this. I know you will help me every time, and we can make a difference in the lives of many people so that the world can be a better place and we all can live a life we deserve. So now to Dr. Nasser, my psychiatrist. Yes, Dr. Nasser.
Thank you, Tanaz, for this lovely introduction. I am so excited to share with you and with the audience the major benefits that I've seen from laughter yoga. I had no idea about it until you showed me how well it works. For those of you who are not familiar with Tanaz's story, she has bipolar disorder, and she used to have very frequent episodes of depression, serious depression. And after she started doing laughter yoga, she has been stable for years. I see her only once a year, and I was amazed. I mean, I've always asked my patients to get involved with their recovery by doing things on their own. Exercise, sleep right, avoid substances of abuse, eat right, get some light therapy if needed, take walks every day. If it's not possible, to do more rigorous exercise. And I never thought about laughter as a possible additional self-help treatment for a disorder of moods. Now, it's been known forever that laughter is the best medicine, right? Everybody thinks about it. But now with the advances in science, now we know we can look at the biochemistry change in the brain that is affected by laughter. And it's not just any laughter. I know smiling is contagious. If you sit around in a room and you see people smiling, people smile. In fact, I was reading a book about the architecture of happiness, talking about how the environment in which we are can impact how happy we can feel, the colors, the scheme of things. So, let alone laughter. Laughter. If you sit in a room and you're watching a TV program together and it's a funny program, everybody laughs. And even if one isn't that excited about it, pretty soon everybody joins in the laughter. So what about laughter yoga? That's very different. As I learned about it from Tanaz, I began to research the data, the scientific data behind it. Is it just a fad, or is it really something that can make a difference? It turns out that there are good studies showing its benefits clinically. And I'll start with that, then I'll talk about the biochemistry behind it. So clinically, there are studies in nursing homes, for example, showing that once a week, 1 hour of laughter therapy has resulted in reduction in the number of medications and the dosage of the medication that patients were taking for their depression, for their anxiety, for their behavior. So this is one simple study that was very well controlled that showed the difference. So you look at the cytokines. We all have heard about cytokines in the middle of COVID, I'm pretty sure. These are the inflammation markers, the chemicals that either cause or oppose the inflammation in the body. So some are pro-inflammatory and some are anti-inflammatory. There are good studies now showing that with laughter, patients can increase their anti-inflammation markers. So not only is it a change in diet or exercise or sleep that can help with your with reducing the inflammation signals in the body, let alone in the brain, but it turns out that laughter yoga, even something simpler than that, putting your finger in your mouth and faking a smile can change your brain would think you're happy. And then the end result becomes that there are neurotransmitters of mood that increase when you do that. And so it is fascinating. And thank you again, Tanaz, for opening this world to my patients, because now I share it with my patients. As you know, I referred some to you, and Tanaz has been fantastic at offering it even free for some people to just attend her seminars and learn about how to do laughter yoga. Unfortunately, there is still some resistance to it, and that's why I think it's important to promote it more and more readily, because many factors. First, the name yoga maybe adds to it. People imagine they have to go through all kind of physical positions, and it's not true. And the other part is to think about, well, laughter, we all laugh sometimes, but group laughter is different also. When you have a group that laughs, it's more genuine and more potent. And the fact that you laugh, it has to be a belly laughter. It's not enough to just ha ha ha. You just have to have enough more energy with it. Ha 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 ha. That kind of excitement. Now, I tell my patients to watch TV programs that makes them laugh. There are a lot of old comedies that you can watch, from I Love Lucy to Carol Burnett, or newer ones, Friends, or any other program that you like, that you know is a comedy that makes you laugh. I Love Raymond is another one. Whatever people know and like in different countries, it might be something different. But the point is, find a time every day to laugh, because that will generate the positive hormones. Now, for severe depressions, of course, there is a role for medications, no doubt about it. They are important and they are a key piece to the recovery. But in terms of maintenance of recovery and prevention of relapse, I genuinely believe, after seeing Tanaz's story, that this makes a difference. And I would recommend it to anybody. It's cheap, it's free, you can do it anytime you want. And if you find a group that you can do it with, it's even more beneficial. But even without a group, just doing your own, laughter will make a huge difference in your life and longevity and general well-being. And I can't wait for more research to come out that would support what I just said and would expand on the data that we have about the changes in the brain chemistry that happens just from laughter.
What do you think is the greatest barrier? It's not as popular or moving along as much as you would like. What do you think the biggest barrier to that is?
You know, I think the main issue is the cultural bias towards either medicine or supplements. People need a pill of some sort, a sense that if I'm sick, I need to take a pill to fix it, when in fact, not taking a pill is the better way to fix it in many situations. And if pills are needed, which again, I say in many cases, the more severe cases, it's definitely needed. It makes a difference for adding it to the medications to make the less use of medicine and to have a happier lifestyle. Life is short, as you and I were talking earlier before this started. Life is short, and we need to find a place to laugh. There are things happening in the world that make you cringe and cry and feel so angry about things, but compensate for that with a good belly laughter. You make up for it. So I think Tanaz and the idea of laughter yoga as a treatment for bipolar disorder is going up against billions of dollars being spent by pharmaceutical companies to promote one drug or the other, and the time limit for physicians to sit down and educate patients about other than just medications for their patients. So there are many social factors, I think, at play here. Sometimes I find that the term laughter yoga, when I tell patients about it, they imagine doing all kinds of positions that they have to take and exercise. And I say, no, it is, the term came, and maybe Dr. Kataria can expand on this, but because it came from India, and the idea about practicing yoga, which is known to help a lot anyway, and more people are engaged in doing yoga. I see yoga centers and classes increasing everywhere, but adding that laughter component, I think, maybe the key part in my book, more than the yoga part.
Thank you, Dr. Nasser. And my other question is, why don't other professionals, doctors, why don't they recommend it to their patients? Why is it getting why do they doubt about it? Why are they doing that?
You know, I'm not sure it's a question of doubt, Tanaz, as much as initiative to add a new treatment. I know that when we have new medicines on the market, most physicians are very slow to take it and to take it into account in their treatment and to add it to their patients. There are all the treatments that we know work very well also, that many doctors are reluctant, many prescribers are reluctant to do that. So I think that's why it's important to do the program that you're doing and to promote it as much as you can. I think the lack of financial support from larger institutions also is a factor. Unfortunately, a lot of clinical research depends on a lot of money being spent on it, and there is no money being spent on promoting laughter yoga other than your volunteer effort, Tanaz. And so you're going against a huge system of financial support for research to show that. And I think that's more the issue than unwillingness to do it. It just, there is not enough incentive for physicians and nurse practitioners and any other prescribers to add it to their patients. And that's why I've been so impressed with what you do, and I'm so much supportive of what you do, because I truly believe it makes a difference. I've seen it with you, and I've seen it with the patients that have done it. And whenever people do it, they come back and tell me, yes, I feel much better. I say, then why don't you do it all the time? You know, just keep finding something to make you laugh. It's cheap, it's free, anytime you want. Whether it's raining or snowing, it doesn't make a difference.
And
do
it
it.
has no side effects.
and no side effects, except maybe some bellyache, right? If you laugh too much, you can have a bellyache from it. No, I'm kidding. But in terms of, you want to get to that point where you can have a bellyache.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Nasser.
Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. The past few years since the COVID started, mental illness has affected millions of people all over the world. It's time to take our mental health seriously. It is heartbreaking to see young children committing suicide. The stigma for mental health, for mental illness, has been there since ages. Until today, there is not much done about treating mental illness as equally as physical illness. So the stigma prevents people from getting help, and many times lives have been lost. Recently, the time has come where celebrities are sharing their experiences with mental illness, and the survivors have been requested to share their stories to reduce the stigma and share the different ways and the therapies that have helped them. I understand sadness, the fear, the feelings of anxiety, low self-esteem, lethargy, because I have been there. And because of my suffering and finally bouncing back and living my life back, I could not stop myself from wanting to help the sick and depressed and let them know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. They are not alone, and we can help ourselves to get the life we deserve, a life of sustained joy and inner peace. As a 15-year-old survivor of bipolar disorder, the number one thing that I feel contributed to my survival and being busy and happy was finding something to focus on that took my mind off and gave me something new and exciting to look forward to. And that focus for me was laughter yoga. Laughter was an untapped science. It was only recently that it's only been a few years or just since 1960s that research started about laughter itself. There was a lot of research on humor and all other ways, but there was nothing on laughter. It was untapped. But now the research says that laughter not only makes us feel good, it's also great for our physical and mental health. So this was like Dr. Kataria, as a doctor, when he came to a city named Bombay, where even I'm from, he saw that people were too stressed and they were not laughing or smiling. And he thought that stress was the main reason for all our illnesses and our problems. So he wanted to find a way as to how to help his own patients. And he was writing an article in a magazine, and he was wanting to find research on laughter as the best medicine. We have known that laughter is the best medicine, but when we are stressed or when we are depressed or when we are sick, we forget about it. We don't use it. So when Dr. Kataria went into research, found in the research that the body doesn't know the difference if we are laughing for real, like with jokes or something, or we are laughing and faking it or just pretending to be laughing and acting out. The body doesn't know the difference, and it gives you the same benefits as if you're laughing for real. So that's what he started with. And he said, let's do something about it. And he added a few exercises to make it easy. So we are going to laugh for no reason at all. And he's going to tell us more about it and the mental side of it and the benefits. And his wife, Madhuri, she's a yoga teacher. So they both blended the laughter with the yoga. And believe me, there's no poses, no mats. The yoga is just the breathing part of yoga, the belly breathing, the exhalation, and also learning to live in the moment. So he has been spreading it all over the world. He has gone to 116 countries. And in India, all over, in all the parks, they start their mornings with laughter yoga. They come into the parks and as a group, they laugh. And as a group, it helps because laughter is contagious. And with eye contact and childlike playfulness, we need to be childlike, not childish, childlike to start this. And all you need is a smile and your willingness. And you need to choose to laugh no matter what. And as an exercise, you could be in any condition. I mean, how you're feeling or what you are going through doesn't matter. We just need your willingness and just trying it out and support us. And as you will do it in a few minutes, you'll find that you're laughing for real because everyone is laughing together. So I was planning to introduce Dr. Nasser first, but already he has done it, but still let me introduce him. I want to. So thank you, Dr. Nasser. He's a volunteer clinical professor of psychiatry, Indiana University School of Medicine, South Bend, Indiana. He's the medical director of behavioral medicine, Beacon Health System, South Bend, Indiana. So thank you very much, Dr. Nasser.
You're welcome.
And for all your support. And still, I know you will help me more and more. And we are going to make the world a better place where people will be at least not stressed that much, or at least we can help at least a few people get out of their depression or their sickness and start living a life they deserve. We all deserve to be happy because it's our true nature. We are supposed to be joyful. We are supposed to be at peace, but we have forgotten that. We think our joy and our love, our happiness will come from outside, from achieving things or from buying things, but that gives you happiness for a little while. It's not permanent. And this laughter yoga teaches us about joy, the joy that is within us, that no one can take it away and no one can give us. You have to help yourself to get that joy. So
Thank
let's
you, Tanaz,
continue with it.
Thank you, Tanaz, for teaching me about laughter yoga.
And you should see Dr. Kataria in the end. You will love it. You should stay,
go.
please. Okay, so now let me tell you my story now. Let's start with it as to why I went in for laughter yoga. Well, just to make it a little less serious, my story is that of a pumpkin in a patch. As a young pumpkin, I used to love to laugh. But as I grew up as an adult, a dark period in my life made me depressed, and I just continued to cry, and my laughter stopped. For weeks and for months, I had stopped laughing. But I had faith in my prayers, and that helped me because one day I felt that God came down. He cleaned all my tears. He wiped them out, took the top off, and removed all the seeds of hatred, anger, the fear, depression, and then put two eyes in the pumpkin and a smile on it, and then put a light in it for me to shine and make people happy. So this was the easy and the fun part. And now is the real story where I will start with it. So it was later in 1990s that I was going through a very serious depression, and naturally I had to go to Dr. Nasser for my treatment. So I started with medications, and I could not stop crying. I didn't want to take care of anything. The world was like zero to me. I was feeling so sick. So he helped me, and also some ECTs helped me. I'm not ashamed to say that because it really helps. And I want to share it with people that it is a beautiful thing. Don't get scared. There's nothing to worry about. It is very easy, and you can get your life back very soon compared to the medication. And I did feel good. But at the same time, I wanted to find, my crying stopped. I started getting more sleep. But then I realized that I wanted something to answer questions. What is this life? Why am I depressed? Or what is my purpose in life? Why are we here? So that's when my best friend, Dr. Shah, she took me to Chinmaya Mission. It's at our Indian Cultural Center close by, where I met Swami Sharananandaji. So Swami Sharananandaji invited me, welcomed me, and sat with me for hours talking to me about my depression. And he told me that, hey, everything is possible. You don't worry about it. Just start attending it. And another Acharya Vivekji, he taught me guided meditation. So I started liking it. And my friend came to my house every day for a few years. And we meditated together, because even meditation is very important. There are so many things you have to do. It's like depression and mental illness is very tough. It's very difficult to explain what we are feeling unless you've gone through it. So, I mean, 1 minute. Okay, so I laugh it off. Because of my medications, I get blank, but who cares? I'm going to laugh it off. I'm not going to be stressed. Okay, so then the meditation also helps. So then when I went to him, I felt and I learned the Vedanta. It's a way of living a life or making a life, not just making a living, and how to find that inner peace and that inner joy that is within us. So he taught me to seek within. The answer is within us. We were born to laugh. We were joyful. Because as a child, if you remember, a 6-month-old child starts laughing even before it starts walking, before it starts talking, before it understands. So that means we have that laughter within us. But as we grew up, we forgot about it and started getting stressed and doing more things. So that's when I feel very blessed to have known Swamiji. And let me say something about him. So Grant, if you could invite Swamiji, if he's there, Swamiji Sharananandaji, please invite him.
I don't think I'm seeing him in the attendees list.
No, he should be in the panelist list.
If he is there and could message me, that would be great. I don't see that
No,
name.
he's in the panelist list. He has the link.
What is the name again?
Swamiji Sharanandaji. Sharanandaji.
Yeah, let me see here. Yeah, I don't see him in the attendees list.
He's not on the list, Tanaz.
I had sent him the panelist link also. Uh-oh, I'm there. He's saying, I'm there. Swamiji is here. Swamiji was a great help. And let me tell you something more about him. Swami Sharanandaji had been the resident Acharya Odarius at Chinmaya Mission Badri Center in Chicago since March 1993. He conducts spiritual classes at Chinmaya Mission Omkara in Northwest Indiana, where I live in Maryville, and the Yamunotri Center in Gray Lake. His loving and humble personality is a great source of inspiration to all who come in contact with him. His joyful exuberance and enthusiasm is so contagious and uplifting for adults and children. And I want to remind you, this is nothing to do about any religion. This is about the spirituality and how we can find our inner peace. So there's nothing about Hinduism or anything, and it's not about converting anyone. Any person from any religion can join in. Okay, 1 minute. Sorry. Any person will love to talk to him. So let's ask him to start talking about spirituality and laughter, because he has experienced it and he's always encouraged me. Always. He was the first one to support me when I started doing it, because people were laughing at him. What is that? Laughter? You laugh? What are you up to? Why can't you start working sensibly? But he was the only one who supported me, and it has led me all these 15 years. I'm blessed to have known him. God bless him. Hari Om Swamiji.
Hari Om Tanazji, Dr. Nasarji, and Dr. Kataria, and to all the attendees. Actually, the main purpose of joining this webinar is to just appreciate Tanazji. Puja Gurudev Swami Chinmananji always he will tell, success is not rising up, but success is rising up when one fumbles, when one falls down. When one falls down, if one can rise up, that is real success, one can enjoy. If always one is rising, then that success is not enjoyable, and there is no guarantee that one will continue. So, Tanaji is such a person who has always come up. She has always bounced back. That is the real sign of success. Laughter or any experience, whether it's joy or sorrow, it has to be experienced. Joy and sorrow have to be experienced, otherwise it has no meaning at all. But whatever we experience, always we are different from that. If we are experiencing sorrow, that means we are different from that sorrow, otherwise we cannot experience sorrow. If we are joyous, that means we are different from that joy. That's why we are able to experience. In Vedanta, it is told, the experiencer is always different from the experienced. Whatever we are experiencing, we are always different from that. So keeping this as the main theme, Vedanta is telling that we do not have to worry regarding what we experience, because we are not that, what we experience. We are the experiencer of that. We are not the, but when we experience, we get entangled in that experience. Then we feel that I have the problem. Not I have the problem. I'm experiencing the problem. I don't have the problem at all. So that really is a great thing. In the laughter yoga, this is great because we have to laugh at our ego. Our ego shows different kind of things. It tells that, okay, I'm doing good. Next moment, it will tell that, I'm not good at all. One time it will be successful. I'm not so successful. All the time it is changing. So one has to laugh at one's ego, not at others. If we laugh at others, it is called sarcasm. But if we laugh at ourselves, it is called self-observation. It is a great thing. One should laugh. Laughing, of course, when we laugh in the gathering, there we'll learn. But we should also laugh in our own home. We should laugh. Make the TV off, phone off, everything, and laugh at yourself that how foolish I was, or how foolish I'm sitting here. And people are telling great and everything, but actually, really all foolish things I have done. Then we can laugh. When we laugh, we grow. And just pray for the most successful program by Tanaji. And she's a very ideal person. She's not teaching. She's just sharing, because from her experience, if somebody has, then one can give. And she has, and she's giving. And all of us, we should take advantage of that and wish all the success.
Thank you, Swamiji. Hari Om, Swamiji.
Hari Om.
Yes. Grant, we could put the video for where we are joined by him and we all are laughing together to explain people what it is. And he's always supporting me.
Okay, now since we had a walkathon, let's make an exercise about the walkathon. So some of you walk, some of you run. And Okay. Now after running, you are so thirsty, right? So imagine a bottle and say, So if you want to be happy permanently, just like Swamiji said, this is my way of saying, laugh for no reason. Keep laughing and you'll find all the happiness in the world. Right. And we have that laughter within us. So we are going to use that ability and that infinite nature, the ability to laugh for any reason, no problem. If you are sick, if you are sad, just start laughing like this and practice at home. And when you want to spread the laughter, just spread it as much as possible. And don't worry about the loudness, because the louder it is, but this is a safe thing. Don't laugh on Swamiji's face. So don't laugh at your boss or anything. life. Yeah, I'm not funny, I'm not a joker. I'm not saying jokes. Okay? And the next one is empty pocket. Very good. Now let's say. Very good. Now take a deep breath again. Balance. Too much of laughter is not good. And close your eyes and imagine there is joy all over the world. We don't see it, but we are full of joy within and outside. So spread joy. Down, Swamiji, down. Yes, close your eyes. Close your eyes. When you close your eyes, you are with yourself. Otherwise, we are always searching for things. And
Okay, so then after this, like again, after Swamiji explained, I found my inner peace. But still, I wanted to find my purpose in life, a meaning. I wanted to give back because when I got better, I wanted to help others. And I wanted to do something, but I didn't know what. Luckily, it was meant for me. God bless. I mean, I was blessed to be depressed. Because one day as I was sleeping and reading in my Indian newspaper, I missed India a lot, and that was part of my stress. My family was far. I didn't have friends when I came. It was stressful, but it's okay. Life is better now, and we need to go forward, forget the past. So I read an article that Dr. Kataria from Bombay is coming to Chicago, and he will teach us, and we have to learn how to laugh no matter what. So Dr. Kataria was so good to me. I went there and I got certified for a day. For half a day, I saw people just laughing, and it felt very goofy about it. I said, how can you do that? We are conditioned to laugh only if we are happy, and we stop when we are not feeling good. We laugh only if there is a reason to laugh, like jokes or something. All that we are conditioned to think, and we never know. But recently, Dr. Kataria, he has brought up a breakthrough laughter delivery system where anybody can laugh for no reason at all, but to gain the health benefits, the scientifically proven positive health benefits for our health, for our physical health, or mental health, social health, because we get together, and our spiritual health, because it gives you inner peace. So I would like to invite him. Grant, if you could invite him, and then let me say something about him.
What was the name again, please?
Dr. Madan Kataria and his wife, Madhuri, the founder of Laughter Yoga. And it has spread, wow, he's there. And it has spread to 116 countries or more. I don't even know about that. There are laughter clubs where people are sharing laughter, and he has trained so many people, and I was lucky to be trained by him as a leader. And then after a few years, I even went to be trained as a teacher where I could certify people. God bless him. And I was there with him and his wife, Madhuri. They've always worked together as a couple. They've gone all the way everywhere possible. And I'm one of his favorite student. I don't want to brag about it, but he's always told me, Tanaz, you're doing great. Even when you're depressed, you bounce back and you're trying to help the world. So Dr. Kataria is the founder of Laughter Yoga International. He developed a breakthrough laughter delivery system for anyone without jokes or any outside stimuli. Madhuri is a yoga teacher, and she added the yogic breathing to the laughter and learning to live in the moment. There is no thing like the yoga poses. We don't include that, or there are no mats. All we do is do the breathing as we laugh. And it is great for seniors and for people who are on a wheelchair. It's great from a 5-year-old to a 100-year-old. So God bless Dr. Kataria. So let's all join him. He will be talking more about the mental health, and he'll do a few exercises to make us understand what it is. I want to give him the priority to show you all. And thank you, Dr. Kataria. You were saying Madhuri was going to join you.
Madhuri actually is gone out for something, so she's not there, but she's in my heart. Thank you, Dr. Nasser. Good morning and good evening here. So let's Tanaz, let's laugh for a few minutes and then we'll start talking. Okay, ready? Go.
Yes. Just for no reason. Please join me.
God bless you, Tanaz. Thank you, Grant.
Thank you, Dr. Kataria, for giving me a life.
Yeah. So, hello, friends. Hello, Dr. Nasser.
And Grant. We have Swamiji also with us.
Yeah, Hari Om Swamiji. Well, hello, listeners, viewers. Before I begin, I just want to thank Tanaz. Tanaz is speaking like a professor of laughter. She has gone through so much. She has learned so much. There can't be a better person than Tanaz to tell about the experience. Depression is just one thing laughter yoga helps, but there are a wide range of mental and physical and psychological illnesses we can get benefit. I feel honored that Dr. Nasser, being a psychiatrist, has strongly endorsed and accepted laughter yoga, because I don't see many medical professionals who are open to this idea, because first thing doctors will have is skepticism. How can you laugh for nothing? It's like a plastic laughter, synthetic laughter. But I think that there's nothing more than an experience. So Tanaz has the courage to experiment laughter yoga, and it really helped. So I'll just give you something which depression has become #1 sickness in the world. WHO figures now says 280 million people all over the world are depressed. But I think after pandemic, it has gone up, even may have crossed 300 million people. So I think, so there are many options we have for depression. And of course, I don't deny the role of medication, because when you are severely depressed, perhaps laughter might not help that much, because there is a need for the medication to some extent. But I feel that when you're taking medication, you are increasing the level of serotonin by blocking those receptors. And so that it increases the number of this serotonin. But moment you stop and bring down the medication, depression comes back again. So this means the only chemicals, increasing the level of chemicals is not the treatment. So that is why a psychiatrist always help that change in lifestyle, some environmental, behavioral changes are required. So it is not just one thing. So my experience with depressed patients from all over the world is that I recommend people to continue medication. Don't stop immediately, because laughter might not work immediately. So you start laughing, meeting people, bringing about the change. And once laughter picks up the natural serotonins, then slowly the medication can be reduced. And I guess this is what Dr. Nasser did, that slowly, as in when Tanaz started picking up with laughter, the medication reduced. I think still she has to take medication. We cannot say that laughter alone can help. So laughter is like a complementary therapy. But in depression, I would say we have to work at the prevention level. Now, why should we get depressed and then go for medication? So what I found that laughter yoga is a great preventive medicine for depression. So depressed people never laugh. And if you keep laughing, you are less likely to be depressed. So you keep on pumping your own neurotransmitters even before you get depressed. But sometimes life's challenges and circumstances are so hard that there are various types of depression. But I think the severe form of depression is the endogenous and major depressive disorders, where you need medication and electroconvulsive therapy. But I think most of the depression can be prevented if you start laughing much before you get sick with any mental illness. So this is where laughter yoga clubs play a very important role for people to start laughing, and you can prevent not only depression, like for example, the second twin sister or twin brother for depression is anxiety. Anxiety and depression, they are like together. And I'm happy that there was one study from Korea. They actually measured the serotonin levels with laughter yoga, and they found that most severely depressed people get more serotonin level going up. And this is what makes laughter yoga so great as an exercise. When it comes to whether laughter in laughter yoga is real or fake, now that we have gone through lots of experiences, we are doing laughter mostly as an exercises, but when we are laughing in a group, it does get converted into natural laughter, and we do start laughing for real. And I was very serious when I was a physician. I never used to laugh so much, but now anything cracks me up. So I start giggling and laughing at small things. And that is what I want to tell you, that anybody can actually learn to laugh. It's like a training yourself to get back to your laughter. When we were kids, we were laughing a lot, but your conscious mind is a training mind. But your subconscious mind is a habit mind. So this is what we do, because laughter yoga clubs are every day, especially online clubs are many times in a day. So if you keep laughing on regular basis, and your subconscious mind keeps getting programmed, and then it becomes an habit. You start laughing even without any reason. But the greatest thing what we found is the childlike play. So it's very hard for grown-ups to be like a child. So what we did in laughter yoga was we taught people how to be like a child again. So childlike playfulness is the mainstay to get into the spontaneous and joyful laughter. So I just want to, since Swamiji is also talked about spirituality, I'm from India. Thousands of years ago, it was written in Indian scripture, a verse which says, Sat Chit Anand, which says that joy is within you. Happiness is within us, not outside. So this is what laughter yoga is all about. We are not looking for something to make us happy from outside, and we are actually creating happiness from within. And I found there are 4 elements of joy. So one is singing. So if you learn to sing, and especially singing together in a group, makes you joyful. That also triggers the release of the same happy chemicals what laughter does. Second element of joy is dancing. So making your body move. So if you have noticed that depressed people walk slowly, talk slowly, their body movements are also very slow. This means whatever happens to your mind happens to your body. But very few people know that there is not just one-way link between mind and body, it's a two-way link. So if you make your body move, if you go through the motion, that's why we say motion creates emotion. So we can actually trigger the release of happy chemicals by acting out happy, by changing your body behavior and just laughing. So laughter yoga is not only laughing, we are also making happy posture like, oh. So this is a power posture. And that also leads to the what we call in medicine, in psychology, is a reverse biofeedback to the brain centers. So in a way, it is called reverse engineering happiness. So you are creating happiness, what we call joy, inside the body, and then sending the feedback to the brain center, and brain center will again switch on all the happy chemistry. And I just want to share with the viewers, in laughter yoga, there are 3 ways to be happy. So what are the 3 secrets of happiness from my experience? First, the easiest way to be happy is to act like a happy person. Acting out happiness is what we do in laughter yoga. So what we say, if you change the body behavior, you change the neurochemistry just by acting. But acting becomes easier when it is being done in a group, what we call social laughter club. So more than the happiness in the mind, we create happiness in the body. So we are acting and acting. So that's the cheapest way to be happy is
it is free and there are no side effects.
Very good, very good. Yay. So this is the cheapest way to be happy, is act like a happy person. Second, the secret of happiness for people is, if you want to be happy, just be with happy people. Get surrounded with happy people. And this is all about Laughter Yoga Club is a community, a bunch of happy people who know how to be happy for no reason. So if you are being with happy people, just sitting with them will trigger the release of neurochemicals, and you can easy to learn to laugh. So we are the product of environment. So if you live with happy people, you guarantee you're going to be happy. Simplest, cheapest again. But if you live with grumpy people, you're going to be grumpy. But so this is maybe because of the mirror neuron we have in our frontal lobe. So we are actually mimicking and copying the behavior of other people. So that's the great thing I feel that laughter yoga has come to create a community of happy people. So suppose there are 20 depressed people, they won't be able to laugh. But if there are 19 happy people and 1 depressed people join in, they'll get absorbed. It becomes easier for depressed people in small number to be with the large number of happy people. They can come out, they can start laughing much easier. This is what I found in my experience. So what is the third secret of happiness? How to be happy? The third secret of happiness is give happiness to other people. Make other people happy. Happiness will multiply with compound interest, it will come back to you. So one of the greatest spiritual wisdom we say is don't be a seeker of happiness, be a giver of happiness. Yeah. Help other people as much as possible. Yes,
Dr. Kataria, I want to share Mahatma Gandhi's quote, which says, if you want to find yourself, lose yourself in the service of others.
Yeah. So I think this is what has naturally come with laughter yogis as a community. When you're happy, you become very generous. You become very open. You become very flexible. So all these things will come naturally. No amount of psychotherapy will bring. Since laughter yoga is an experiential thing, it brings so a lot of subtle psychological changes, behavioral changes. And what we say, I find a lot of neuroplasticity happening with laughter yoga. I see a lot of neuro-linguistics, habit changing, mind programming technique laughter yoga is. But I never thought that I have hit what we call gold mine. It has everything in its inside. So that is what I'm so grateful to the Almighty that, it gave me an opportunity. So first I started laughing, as Tanaz said, that I was too stressed out. I was looking for something to de-stress myself. But when I found that it really helped me, then I shared it with the whole world. So I can go on and on. One thing I want to add from the medical point of view, when we talk about neurotransmitter serotonin, they say only 10% of your serotonin is produced in the brain cells. 80 to 90% of serotonin is produced in your gut, in your stomach, in your tummy. And now more and more people are talking about microbiome, friendly bacteria. They are the greatest mood regulator. And I feel that supplementing, I'm not asking to take the capsules of probiotics. Natural probiotics are much better than capsules. I would say yogurt. I would say all fermented food. There are lots. And I am a very regular visitor to Japan. And Japanese people, depression rate is not very high, even though they are very serious people. This is because their food is full of fermented food. And this is where all microbiome will contribute. So I think people have underestimated the role of probiotics in mood regulation. And all that serotonin, GABA, and other neurotransmitters, they are actually in your tummy. And more, we should be advising our patients to add. Dr. Nasser, do you have something to say about probiotics and depression?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. In fact, a spice that's used a lot in Indian food, turmeric, is a very good chemical that helps with changing the microbiome in the gut and helps to produce more useful cytokines, the anti-inflammatory cytokines. So my list of recommendations for patients includes turmeric and yogurt, which is the natural and cheaper probiotic than buying these over-the-counter fabricated probiotics. Yes, exercise is very important, and laughter. I mean, as we're learning, I like the point that you made about the body talks to the brain. It's not a one-way communication, it's a two-way communication. So anyway, we can move our body. In fact, in the US, there was a movement back in the 30s, in 1930, called Recovery, Inc., which came out at the same time as Alcoholics Anonymous. And it was a self-support group for people with depression. And their encouragement was move your muscles. And as a group, they encourage each other to just move. And if you move, you get better. And that was their self-help before we had medications, before even ECT came to exist, that people were using that ability to move your muscles. And think about it, heavy laughter moves a lot of muscles. Yeah. So it just makes it natural that you can get yourself to laugh and you can move your muscles. So now maybe we can replace that. And for some reason, that recovery program has died down, as far as I know. I haven't seen any more chapters for it. But hopefully activities like what Tanaz is doing will increase the laughter clubs. And maybe this is a chance for you, Dr. Kataria, to say, where can we find these clubs? Because that's been my challenge in my area, other than I'm lucky that I have Tanaz in my background. But then when I have people coming to me, I'm the psychiatrist for the University of Notre Dame, and I see the students there, and they come from all over the world, actually, not just all over the country. And when I tell them to go to find a laughter yoga club, they look at me with a blank face. So maybe
you asked me this question, and I would like to answer this question, Tanaz. Just let me share that especially after COVID, all physical laughter clubs stopped because of the social distancing issue. But good thing is that we went online. And normally physical laughter club used to happen only once in a week. They were not very frequent in the West, but in India, we laugh 365 days. But we had to stop because of COVID. But there is always a light at the other end of the tunnel. So we found that COVID was a blessing for laughter yoga because we started laughing online. And laughter clubs are equally effective on Zoom as they are physically. So now, Dr. Nasser, we have laughter clubs 35 times in a day. Actually, we have a laughter calendar. So for the viewers who are watching this program, must note that laughter yoga is very heavy online, and you can actually laugh even in the middle of the night. Somebody will be laughing in Brazil or some part of the world. So we have laughter groups. On Zoom, there is a particular laughter yoga calendar which people can find on our website, laughteryoga.org. Okay. So if you put laughter yoga on Google search, they can find the laughter yoga online Zoom laughter clubs.
Excuse me, Dr. Kacharya, sorry to this thing. If you could show us something how to do it actually for people who have never done it, just a few exercises before we end, please.
Yeah. Okay, so just one more thing about laughing. Laughter yoga is like a training. You have to learn to laugh for no reason. So I would suggest that if you want to laugh forever, you have to become a laughter yoga trainer. There are online courses we offer. So once you learn, it's like learning to ride a bicycle. You never forget it. Okay. So now for the beginners who don't know what is laughter yoga is not a comedy. This is an exercise program where you can just pretend to laugh, believing that laughter is an exercise, and breathing. Laugh is all about breathe and laugh. So this is the technique I suggest. Inhale.
All of us do it.
And laugh it. So when you take a long deep breath, you fill up your lungs with positive pressure and it helps you to laugh. Inhale and laugh it out. Like that, we can do silent laughter. Anybody who doesn't want to laugh with loud, you can just laugh without tone. And of course, there are gentle laughter. You can just start giggling like, or even if you're faking laughter, just fake it until you make it. So thank you very much. I have to go now. I've got another class. Thank you, Tanaz. Thank you, Dr. Nasser. It was very enlightening.
See you again. Thank you.
For your continued support. Love you.
Thank you, Dr. Kacharya. My regards to Madhuri, and God bless you both.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yes, so now, Grant, we could just end the whole thing. Wanted to thank all my guests and all the attendees, of course. And let's make this world a better place. And Dr. Kacharya is working on world peace through laughter. So let's all join with him and support him. And I would also like to thank Grant. He's known as the webinar guy, and he hosts and moderates webinars and events worldwide. You can reach him at thewebinarguy.com. And at the end, I would like to give my website, www.laughteryoga, one word, for you. laughteryoga4you.com. It's right on the screen. And email me anytime, laughwithtanaz@gmail.com. And I'm willing to give a free 30-minute introductory session to anyone who sends their email. So please email me, not call me, because sometimes I don't pick it up or whatever. But emailing me, I will definitely get back to you. And you can call me even if, because I've gone through it, I'll be able to help you out as much as I can. I'll do my best. And a 30-minute will give you an idea as to what it is. So that's free for anyone and everyone. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Dr. Nasser, Dr. Kataria, Swamiji.
Thank
God
you.
bless you all, and may the world start laughing and getting healthier, happier, and less serious.
Thank you, Tanaz.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
all of you. Thank you. Bye-bye, Grant. Thank you so much. Thank you, Swamiji. Thank you, Dr. Kataria. God bless you all. Namaste.